students, we now know that all matter is made up of small particles called atoms and molecules. Different kinds of atoms and molecules have different properties. So, different kinds of matter also show different properties. Thus, the properties of matter depend on the properties of atoms and molecules from which it is made. Now let us describe the laws of chemical combination, established by experiments, which confirm the idea of atoms being the smallest particles of matter. Now let us discuss about laws of chemical combination. There are three important laws of chemical combination. These are: Number 1. Law of conservation of mass, or matter. Number 2. Law of constant proportions. And Number 3. Law of multiple proportions. The laws of chemical combination are the experimental laws, which have been formulated by scientists after performing a large number of experiments involving various types of chemical reactions. These experimental laws ultimately led to the idea of atoms being the smallest unit of matter which take part in chemical combination. Now let us discuss about Law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass was given by Lavoisier in 1774. According to the law of conservation of mass, matter is neither created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. The law of conservation of mass means that, in a chemical reaction, the total mass of products is equal to the total mass of reactants. There is no change in mass during a chemical reaction. Now during experiment, when calcium carbonate is heated, a chemical reaction takes place and calcium oxide and carbon dioxide are formed. It has been found by experiments that if 100 grams of calcium carbonate is heated, it decomposes completely, and in result, 56 grams of calcium oxide and 44 grams of carbon dioxide are formed. Now from experiment, we observe that the total mass of products, 100 grams, is equal to the total mass of reactant, that is 100 grams. There is no change of mass during this chemical reaction. The mass remains the same, or conserved. So, this experiment supports the law of conservation of mass. Hello students, a mentor from ImproveYourMarks.com explaining about the law of constant proportions. Listen carefully. The law of constant proportions was given by Joseph Proust in 1779. According to the law of constant proportions, a chemical compound always consists of the same elements, combined together in the same proportion, by mass. Now, you may conclude this law like this: the proportion of each element in a chemical compound is constant, or fixed. This law means that whatever be the source from which it is obtained, or the method by which it is prepared, a pure chemical compound is always made up of the same elements, in the same mass percentage. If we decompose 100 grams of pure water by passing electricity through it, then 11 grams of hydrogen and 89 grams of oxygen are obtained. This experiment shows that water always consists of the same two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, combined together in the same constant proportion of 1:8 by mass. And this is the law of constant proportions.